brotherly country which we in Pakistan hold in very high regard. And we are very proud of our friendship with you, sir. And secondly, for letting me to participate in this esteemed annual symposium and address this august gathering on a very important topic of reconciliation and sustainable development as an instrument for ensuring national security. I'm very pleased that today, thank God, in the national history of Sri Lanka, you have arrived at a stage that the topics of national debate have shifted from conflict and violence management to the topics of peace, reconciliation, and development. This is a monumental beginning to the transition and the destiny. Government, armed forces, and the people of Sri Lanka should stand tall as all of this success belongs to them. And I wish the same success for Pakistan back at home. Ladies and gentlemen, while I wish you all the success, my heart still remains heavy as elsewhere in the region, countries, people, and societies are still engaged in diverse conflicts, underscored by violence and infighting, sowing seeds of hatred and division. It looks reconciliation is still some distance away from them. With regards to reconciliation, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, let me open my talk by making an outright statement gained through my personal experiences in Swat Valley and from being a student of history. Reconciliation lives in the heart of peace and stability, hence the security. Reconciliation is a rare awakening of sanity for those who become wiser to rid themselves of belligerence, to attain peace and improve the quality of life of their people. Reconciliation is dawn of realization for those who realize that there are many more ways to live than to fight and kill only. It is for those who come to understand that life could have a different meaning if only animosity, jealousies, and competitions were taken out of it. Let me also say, reconciliation is an attribute of stronger ones. How to give, how to share, how to see people smiling. This is only the attribute of a strong man. And I was so glad to hear the Secretary of Defense this morning saying the same thing. It's so heartening, so heartwarming to find you on the giving end. I think reconciliation is a service to humanity. It is a growth of sympathy in the hearts and respect for others, as is the fall of a leaf whisper to the living. It is indeed a game changer from the loathsome quagmire and is about building relationships where individuals, societies, and nations move from a divided past towards a shared future. Contrarily, irrational decisions, competitions in power politics, clash of wills, and use of force to demean others are some of its worst enemies. With this premise, may I say that comprehensive security through reconciliation is an incidental and a very natural outcome, the very best outcome. So is the development an enduring companion of the reconciliation, peace, and security. But unfortunately, despite knowing all this, we continue to suffer, as it is said in popular Russian proverb, a blind cannot see, the proud will not. The history of warring nations and their fate is available to us, but we still opt for war. Surely, man is a belligerent animal, and the spirit of reconciliation is sanity. We are still stuck between these two spirits, conveniently forgetting that a wooden bed is better than a golden coffin. With this thesis at the forefront, let me just very briefly apply the concept first domestically at home. A state must act fast to identify the grievances of people and segment of society and address it squarely without hedging about it. An endeavor must be made that no repugnant sentiment is allowed to grow into cause, a dispute, or a failure. May I highlight that missing of such opportunities always cost heavily, often unbearably. Here, reconciliation must be launched in good time and at a base broader than individuals, extended to the communities, societies, tribes, factions, and clans, encouraging to win the people and their support. Force, however, when used or applied, must be minimum and must always have a good moral face. No sooner use of force creates a breathing space, as it can only do that. Reconciliation through political means must take over and usher an era of peace and stability. Touching the subject reconciliation at regional level. At the regional level, however, there are bigger challenges, as it involves power politics, power projections, national ambitions, clash of ideologies, clash of will, undermining competitions, even clash of nationhoods, domination, intimidation, coercion, arm twisting, with direct and indirect linkages and influences of the outside world. Peace and reconciliation between nations and among rival factions within a country are not achieved in a vacuum. There are numerous steps that must be taken and obstacles overcome to create a solid foundation for peace and reconciliation, and chief among them are leadership and willingness to forgive, if not forget. These are the words of prominent South Asian leaders who participated in the inaugural Strategic Review Forum in Jakarta in last July. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we say and even mean, but with a gross indifference to what happens on ground. So unfortunately, in doing so, largely in the name of nationhood or national interest, we forget the basic question: what is bad for me? How it can be good for others? Now, before I suggest the ways to embark upon the regional reconciliation, it would be worthwhile to take a stock of regional realities. South Asia is a turbulent and complex region. It is characterized by multi-ethnic societies, ethnic conflicts, internal divisions along linguistic, regional, communal, and sectarian lines. Even though it has a common cultural background and shared political experiences, many groups are fiercely fighting with each other, challenging the national governments. Twice, our region has been jolted